Welcome back, Deadites and Ghost Beaters, and if you're new to the channel, I am Old Head Gaming, and of course, we all thought there was going to be a big additional information drop either Thursday or Friday of last week, but we didn't get that, and here we are in the morning of January 30th. There's still time they could release something either today or tomorrow. We'll probably see some form of dev stream, whether it's an actual dev stream like they did the first couple updates, or what they did for Blacksmith, because right now it's looking pretty small, so a 15-minute YouTube video makes a lot of sense if it's just showing off Ruby and a few skins. Like, there's really no reason to do a deep dive, because here's what we have now. We have a situation where Evil Dead the game has gone from a super hype fest to a bit worrisome. And let's break down the timeline of what actually happened. So on December 21st, we received our first bit of information. Now, this was after almost not hearing anything for 37 days. It was weird. We got the drop for the Prestige system on November 14th. 3 days later, we heard more information, including it going free to play on Epic for the week, where you could just basically buy it for free on Epic Game Store. And then we heard nothing until December 21st. And a long period of time went where we heard nothing. And then they dropped the Facebook Pablo skin, announced the Ash vs. Evil Dead update was coming in 2023, and boom, everyone was excited. It was Christmas time. Everyone was high on the hog. And then nothing for a while. And we're like, all right. And all the rumors were that the update was going to be pretty big. We're going to get a couple of characters, at least 2. We were going to get a bunch of skins. Most likely 2 survivors on Demon, much like the 23 update, and we didn't hear anything until Ruby. But Ruby was coming, everyone was excited again, she was going to be the 4th leader, and then nothing again. And then on Tuesday of last week, we heard that we're getting another Elago skin, but it wasn't a character. So we thought maybe Thursday, Friday, nothing. And here we are, like I said, on Monday, January 30th, they could still announce something, but it's looking to be another update very similar to Hail to the King, which is going to have 1 survivor and maybe 5 skins. And I don't think this is anything that people are looking for. And let's break down what's going on right now. A while ago, between Chapter 3 and Chapter 4 of Evil Dead Season Pass 1, they went on Reddit where sometimes they randomly drop info, like it's just weird, and said, yep, we plan to continue the Season Pass model, Season Pass 2 will continue, and we were like, alright, but that's how you want to do it, that's how you want to do it. And then we didn't hear anything about Season Pass 2 when they announced Pablo, which was fine, because it was December, they said it was coming next year, we weren't really worried about it. We didn't hear anything about it when they announced Ruby. We didn't hear anything about it when they announced the Elago skin. We still haven't heard anything, and there's 3 days left to go. Now, I'm not saying there isn't going to be a Season Pass dropping on Thursday with the possibility of buying the Immortal Power Bundle, but this is the first time they've changed it. And if you haven't seen the video on me breaking down the verbiage that they used in that tweet with Elagos, it's right here. Just click on top of it. But I am really concerned with maybe the fact that they've decided to do a dodge, dip, dive, duck, and dodge from their original plan. Now, if that is the case, there's usually a few reasons for that. One, they just don't seem to be as committed to Evil Dead the game as they are to, say, like a game like World War Z, which has gotten far more frequent updates and larger stuff, including last Tuesday, they got the Horde mode that every Evil Dead fan has been screaming about. Also, we went almost 3.5 months between content, which is a long time. We're not getting a lot of information. I've never seen a game I've ever followed do less on Twitter than Evil Dead the game does. Sometimes they randomly retweet someone's post, but like original content, like they're not telling anything. And we have a serious communication problem with Saber Games and the way they handled Evil Dead the game. Now, we're all here. We were all pumped up. You saw the queue times for survivors going down because people were playing the game. And that was great, and that's what you want. You want them fired up for an update. But as time has gone on and we've gotten long periods of nothing and very little added to this update, you've seen this balloon shrinking very quickly. And a lot of people are not real happy with what we're supposedly going to get on Thursday. And I don't hear anything so far about what's going to be the free item. They've given some sort of free component away with every single update, whether it was a mission, whether it was a map, whether it was a character in the case of Plaguebringer, and we're at a point now where we know that there's more stuff out there, but the question is Saber looking to supply it? I've gone on and talked ad nauseum why they need some sort of marketplace and need to produce skins to increase the amount of income this game is making. And it looks like they're about to have another revenue source by putting the game on PlayStation Plus and getting some kickback from Sony, much like they did with Epic. But like, those are just band-aids. Those are not the kind of influxes of cash that keep production on a game going. Now, don't get me wrong, I am not saying I think the game is going to be dead before the 1-year anniversary in May, but it's limping. And it's starting to get pretty noticeable how much the game is limping. What we all hoped was a possible contender for Dead by Daylight is now a game that is hoping to be able to keep its footing with 3 more ASIMs dropping in 2023. Now, this has been an ongoing problem for Saber since before the game launched. They were always awful with communication prior to the game launching. You didn't see a whole lot up until the launch of the game. Most people didn't even know the game actually existed because the communication and the publicity that Saber has done around Evil Dead has been so atrocious. And they just seem to be at this point where they just don't want to tell us anything. And right now, I've covered a lot of games that have died over the years, and this feels like the path that a lot of those games have taken. Now, like I said, I don't pump the brakes. I'm not saying Evil Dead is dead, but I feel like they need to address and rework the plan they're using. And if they want to drop season passes, I'm all for that, for higher amounts of content. But I don't think that's what they're doing. I think they're just dropping season passes and stretching content out. And if that is the case, we are in for a lot of trouble. We're going to know what the final verdict is probably tomorrow, when we'll see if we're getting any more characters. And if we're not, that's going to be a huge disappointment in the community. Hopefully we hear something more about the skins, because they need to really up that. But, like, realistically, we're probably getting 3, maybe 4 more, possibly tops. Like, this does not look like the plan they originally had to kick off Season Pass 2. And if that's the case, that means they're shrinking back on the game. I know it's a small team. I know it doesn't bring in a lot of money. And we're starting to see the consequences of those. And also, you're seeing how much Saber does not seem to be committed to Evil Dead the game. And I don't know if the problem lies upon the fact that the game is now split amongst 8 license holders and makes it very hard for them to do anything. But apparently Saber is just not into it. Like, it's kind of this situation where you're flirting with someone and you can tell they kind of like you, but they don't really want to do much. And you're like, should I keep this up or should I just move on and try another person? And I think we're getting to the point where we need to start addressing that conversation. And I am all for Evil Dead going as far as it can, and I want this game to succeed, but I'm starting to get some serious concerns, and the way they're handling the start of, if it's Season Pass 2 or the second wave of content, however you want to look at it, is not a great look. It's not a great start, and it's very worrisome about how they are handling things. Hell, we still haven't got a map since launch, and this is a game where you need some variance, you need some additional stuff to make up for what the game actually lacks. And they haven't even done a balancing update since the Hail to the King update. So we're starting to see very little updates. We're starting to see very little content. And I'm wondering what we're really in for. And my guess is they're just going to do a video drop because it's a small patch now. And we're not going to get any Q&A where we can ask any questions. They don't really answer anything on their subreddit. They don't really answer anything on their Discord. And they don't tweet shit. So I don't know. It's a little concerning starting 2023 this way. Maybe they'll just drop 3 characters over the next 2 days. And I'll be completely eating my words here. But I'm starting to worry that is not the case. Let me know, are you excited for the Immortal Power Bundle? Are you concerned at all? Or is there some red flags that you're also starting to see? Or do you think I'm just being a paranoid content creator? I want to hear your thoughts in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching, and later, mates.